go.
Welcome to episode 37 of Shenanigans. We're back. I'm no longer solo. At least for now. I'm not fucking solo. But his connection might dip out during the episode and shit. So, you know.
Maybe. I got a hotspot right now. We didn't have power for like a week, so last week Caleb had to do it himself. He did pretty good. It was really funny listening to you do a lot of shit, because I mean, you were just like, you talked a lot about me saying George's not here, so I'm gonna do what I want. And I was like, I don't care, but it was funny that you kept saying it.
Oh man, I did what I want. I do what I want anyways, but still.
Caleb does what he wants when he wants
You
to.
texted me that I didn't go through all the games, and then I went back. I did go through all the games. I just didn't go through some of the games that I didn't really care about or watch that much. I just kind of said the score and went on.
Okay, I didn't. I was listening, but I was also laughing a lot, so I probably missed some stuff. But one thing you didn't mention was the Rashee Rice injury during the Chiefs
that's
game.
right. I'm sorry, I didn't see that during the thing, but I still should have remembered because it did happen.
It's alright. It's just like, yeah, rough injury. Patrick Mahomes did it. Patrick feels like shit, but they're saying it looks more optimal than inoptimal. I don't know. They're thinking good. Optimistic. That's the word. Optimistic.
Yeah, it's not the severity isn't as bad as they thought it was. He's on IR though.
Yeah, he won't be back probably this year, but it was, I saw like an LCL is what happened to him, but another person who got a knee injury, unfortunately, Jalen Phillips, edge rusher or linebacker or something like that for the Dolphins. He also got fined for like a hit that was bad too after this game, so he got double whammied. He's had a tough break. I didn't really know about him before last year until he got hurt, so it sucks for him to have breaking out, got a big name, and then just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that that sucks for him. Romeo Dobbs is being a little crybaby because he sucks, and the Packers aren't using him because he sucks.
Yeah, you might as well trade that guy. You have so much receiver depth. If one guy that you barely even use is upset, like, fuck him, get him out of there.
I'm always on the player side when it comes to contract and all that shit. But, bro, there's a reason you ain't getting no touches, no targets, no play. You just suck, bro.
They're very interesting. The Green Bay Packers room, like Jaden Reed, has kind of broken out into a superstar this year.
Yeah, Christian Watson's pretty good too. I was half right about their receiving core. I was like, I don't know if that receiving core is like, that receiving core is like so boom or bust. Like, what if those guys are just 1 year wonders? I was right about some of them. It seems like, I don't know. Obviously, they could come back and everything and have a bounce back this season or next season or anything. But so far, I'm right about the Packers receivers. Half right about the Packers receivers at least.
Yeah, everyone, all of them except Reed, for me. I think Reed has exceeded my expectations.
He's the one who I thought was going to pan out if any of them did.
I was
Watson
thinking it would be Dobbs. Like, Dobbs, I think he's more of a reliable receiver than, say, a Christian Watson. He's not like a super speedy guy or anything, but he gets open.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cat.
Yo, cat. His cat's meowing because a Romeo Dobbs fan here's just talking shit.
She's a Ravens fan, remember? I think I told you that.
Yeah, but still has a bias for certain players, like Romeo Dobbs, clearly.
She's saying get Dobbs to the Ravens. Yeah, but she's actually fucking she's gone crazy now because for the week we didn't have power. We were staying at her Kimmy's mother's, and I don't know, she misses us. She has attachment issues, so I'm in here with the door shut. She's like, but,
yeah, that hurricane was
speaking of cats,
crazy.
And
another hurricane coming to kill people in Tampa.
Yeah, rip Tampa. you know, maybe move away from Florida though. Like this happens every year. You like hurricanes?
Dude,
You know what I
it's going
mean?
straight through Tampa too, like through Tampa Bay. Like it's going straight through Raymond James Stadium. Is going straight through fucking Busch Gardens in Tampa. Like, where the fuck?
Yeah.
Like if it fucks up the stadium, where the Bucks gonna play?
I don't want to live anywhere that they say is going to be underwater in 50 years or whatever. Like North Carolina, this hurricane that just hit us here. It makes me believe in the weather machine or whatever they be saying exists because I don't know how that shit got up here.
Yeah, it usually doesn't.
But yeah,
It usually doesn't be that strong when it gets up there. Usually it starts to get weaker around South Carolina and such in Georgia.
yeah, that shit was tumbling the whole state around. Like Kenneth Walker was tumbling on that dude in the Lions game. Was it the Lions game he did that flip thing?
I
Can't
don't know.
remember.
We did some, but you're spot on with that.
Yeah, because they lost. I wanted to talk about that before we I want to talk about that Kenneth Walker moment because you didn't mention it. When they played the Lions, Kenneth Walker like flipped over a guy 2 times and then kept running. It was the best play I've ever seen from a running back. Not best play, but like Kenneth Walker has some really good awareness for a running back. He does shit like that a lot. Pulls off some crazy Lamar type stuff for a running back. So I think he's one of the shiftiest players, and that was really cool. I hope everybody saw that. And the last thing before we get into week 5, I might kill this cat. Oh my god, can you hear it?
Not really.
Oh my god. Anyway, speaking of cats, my girlfriend fucking dog walked you in fantasy.
Oh yeah, I didn't really pay attention. I woke up at like 2 and like halfway through the games and I'm like, fuck, I didn't change my lineups. Then I was like, and then I looked at one of my teams and like 5 of my players, 5 of my starters were on bye week and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good in fantasy this year, except for my own league that I started. I'm 1-4 in my own league. I just played the guy who had Jamar Chase on his team, though. So honestly, if he didn't have Jamar, I might have had a shot at that game. But I'm 1-4, and then the rest of them, I'm like 4-1, 4-1, 5-0. But my girlfriend's team is also in my league, and I'm basically living in that league through her team. And yeah, she's just doing really good.
I'm 2-3 in all of my leagues.
I'm
the same.
I am.
Consistency.
I'm undefeated with the one that I have Tyreek Hill in as well. I got Tyreek Hill at like number 3 overall, and I'm fine because I have Derrick Henry and Josh Allen and Mike Evans.
Understandable. Speaking of Mike Evans, that Bucks game was kind of nuts. I thought the Bucks were
was
win.
Bucks Falcons?
Yeah, Bucks Falcons. I thought the Bucks were gonna win. Kirk fucking had like a 500-yard game, 4 touchdowns.
Yes, he did have a huge game. One of my biggest things about this
game as well. That was the Drake London game too, and a Darnell Mooney game as well. Holy fuck, they both had a really good game.
Yeah, Darnell Mooney is really good without Justin Fields. It's pretty funny.
I mean, yeah, he was good on the Bears. I don't know if you remember, but I watched him like his first year or 2 on the Bears. He was good.
You know who's not good? Fucking Bijan Robinson.
He didn't do bad this game, but yeah, for 4th overall pick, he's not living up to expectation. But 12 carries for 61 yards isn't really that bad. That's like 5 yards per carry.
I just don't think he's that good, like for where he was drafted. Jahmyr Gibbs is better, and Tyler Algier is better.
Had a feeling Jahmyr Gibbs would be better anyways, honestly.
I didn't, because I hadn't heard about him until before the draft, honestly. But yeah, definitely, I didn't think Tyler Algier would be better than Bijan, though, in my opinion. I just think he's a better running back. Like, does running back things, goes up the middle, fucking puts his shoulder down. Bijan's all swifty, but he's not like Kenneth Walker. I don't know. He's a good receiver. He's a really good receiver.
Yeah, Rashad White had a decent game for once in his life. And Mike Evans had 2 touchdowns.
Mike Evans got like his 100th touchdown on that first one. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Rashad White didn't really have a big game. He had one big 56-yard long rush, and then 9 more
Oh.
fucking shitty rushes.
I
Pretty
didn't watch
much.
that game until the very, very like end because it was kind of a blowout, and then I came back in and then I saw like it was close. And I saw the Falcons like they did some who went for fourth down on who went up for it on fourth down in their own territory. Was that the
I don't
Falcons or
remember
the
that.
Bucks? I was like, "Oh my god, this game's over now." And then fucking I forgot who. It must have been the Bucks cuz
Yeah.
the Falcons fucking kicked a field goal to send it to overtime.
I don't know, but I hear a fucking Buccaneers fan in the background crying about this game.
I know.
Uh, I don't know. I know what was it? I think they had a chance to ice it out the Bucks at the end of the game or something like that, and then Kirk iced it. I fell asleep at halftime for this game. So yeah, I'll be honest there. Usually with the primetime games, I'm in bed. I gotta be at work in the morning. But
Sometimes I be smoking when the games are on. Sometimes I smoke in the laundry room. It's just right next to the room where I watch the games in. But sometimes I just be going outside, out back on the deck to smoke, like on the porch, and then I just walk in and some crazy shit and the score changes, and I'm like, oh,
that was me with the later window this week. I kind of napped. Um, but yeah, with the Buccaneers and Falcons game, I can't remember what happened in overtime. I think they went 3-and-out once or something like that, the Bucks, and then they lost. But yeah, I think this division is going to be an interesting race. They're all kind of prone to shitty games. Like Kirk, can kind of get caught being immobile. Baker, like
I think it'll be the
that when
Bucks
they
or the
play the
Falcons in the
Broncos.
end. But my money's on Falcons, like I said at the beginning of the year.
Eh, their defense is doing better than I thought it would. Because I think they have a shitty defense besides the secondary. Uh,
That's fair.
yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game besides like Bucky Irving is one of the few, or one of the couple running backs coming into this year that immediately need to take their other person's place. Like, I guess I'll just skip to this next game, but Tank Bigsby on the fucking Jags needs to be the number one running back there too.
Over ETN.
And they finally got their first dub of the year against the Joe Flacco Colts.
I'm not surprised. The Colts have some big flaws.
Bro,
And Brian Thomas had a big game.
Ryan Thomas is him. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this to you.
Oh, Joe Flacco even had a good game, but still, the fucking Colts just have holes in their game. Alec Pierce even had a fucking crazy game.
Alec Pierce, he's a big play machine. He's a deep threat, and he had like this insane catch where he like batted it to himself with one hand in the air, and then he landed on the ground and kept the ball on his chest for a first down. It was a big, like he only had like 3 catches. Let's see, yeah, 3 receptions, 134 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And in week 1 he had a bomb from Richardson. He's a big play machine, and he has those a lot with them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Fucking Dolphins
Adana,
and Patriots was horrible. Adonai Mitchell you were talking about real quick, though?
I was just saying that like I like him, but they don't seem to get him the ball very consistently. Or Richardson definitely didn't. Yeah, I was excited for him coming into the year because I figured, hey, he's going to be an immediate number 2 receiver. But they have interesting depth. I didn't know if Alec Pierce would really get play as much or not. I like Jelani Woods as a tight end, but he's always he's like a depth piece and he's hurt. So it's like I thought it would be like a 2 tight end sort of thing or something. I don't know what I thought coming in the year, but I didn't expect Alec Pierce to be doing this. But you said Patriots Dolphins.
Yeah, that game was kind of fucking boring, man. But I mean, this is the game that spurred the change in the starting quarterbacks because now they're starting Drake May, which was a prediction I said. I said like by week 5, 6, or 7 that that they would sit Jacoby and Drake would start, and I was right. But
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett had another just mid-ass game. Ramondre Stevenson had a touchdown, and even with Tyler Huntley throwing an interception, um, the Dolphins still did enough. Jalen Wright looked really good.
Their only touchdown was Alec Ingold. I like when fullbacks get touchdowns. I think
It's a sneaky way
I'm
to
pretty
get a
sure CJ
touchdown.
Ham. I'm pretty sure in the Vikings Jets game also it's like CJ Ham was the only guy to get a touchdown for the Vikings or something like that.
Yeah, bring back the fullback.
You guys are Lipke, whatever. He's good for you guys too.
Yeah,
We need
because
one.
we have no fucking running backs.
But it's good to have a fullback back there to help block with the running
Yeah,
back. Anyway, you
I
saw.
agree. I agree. I like fullbacks.
We'll talk about the Ravens Bengals game later, but in the final game sealing run for Derrick Henry, where he got into field goal range, what's his name? Picard. What's his first name?
Picard, Alec Picard, is that his name?
No, Alec Ingold.
No, Alec Ingold.
But
No,
Pat Ricard.
Pat Ricard. I was gonna say Matt too, but then it's Pat.
Yeah, Pat Ricard hit a big block to open up the hole that Henry eventually went through. But yeah, Jacoby Brissett, glad he's benched. I liked Jacoby on the Browns before Watson got there. Like I liked him there. I liked him on the Commanders. He's a good quarterback, but I don't want to see him holding back opportunities from Joe Milton. You know what I mean? He needs to start. I don't know what they're doing with this May guy.
Drake May is gonna start. I want to see what happens.
What else is anything else? Oh yeah, I think Christian Gonzalez did get a pick. Happy for him. Speaking of picks,
Patriots
let's
find
find
their defenders.
They do, and it's good that that's kept around without Belichick. But speaking of picks, I'm kind of bouncing around games, but because this got me thinking about a really good one. Let's go, Bo. Let's go, Bo. Broncos, fucking super long, 100-something yard pick six by Pat Surtain when the game was tied to take a big momentum lead.
Beat the shit out of the shitty Raiders after it was tied.
First time in 8 years they've beat the Raiders, by the way. Let's go, Bo. He's a fucking
First time
game
in 8 years? Are you fucking kidding me? The Raiders have
That's
sucked.
why I told
the
you
Raiders have
it mattered.
Sucked. The Raiders have sucked. And they
Dude, but I was telling you, if they
Raiders?
beat the Raiders, if they beat the Raiders, it mattered to me, man, because this is like a division rivalry. You know what I mean? He's moving the needle. He beat the Aaron Rodgers Jets. Fucking God, let the solids getting fired. We'll talk about that.
I don't think the Aaron Rodgers Jets beat. I don't think that's too much of a accomplishment, but honestly,
Well, the defense is.
That was more defense than anything that won that game. Still, but yeah.
You didn't see Bo lined up at corner?
Holy fuck! But yeah.
Damn. Fucking. I thought they moved out. Not gonna lie. But anyway, not Bo. Riley Moss. Easy to confuse him. He's a white corner. One of the only white corners in the league.
I know.
He had an
I
interception.
seen some shit. That was like the first one in 22 years to get a pick or some shit.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the white corner has gotten one. Since like 2008 or something, if I remember. But yeah, I like the Broncos team mostly because of Bo, but I also am a huge Pat Surtain fan, and you gotta respect Riley Moss. Not other many people. I used to like Greg Dulcich until he kind of got hurt too much and started dropping passes and not being good. So it's just like Broncos are kind of not a big star team, but I still like them because of Bo and Pat.
That's fair.
What happened? Oh yeah, Gardner Minshew got benched in this game for Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, that happened like the second game in a row or some shit.
I don't think so. or at least I don't remember that from last week. But
Aiden O'Connell played
Max
in the
Crosby.
game.
Did you see Max Crosby saying like, "Speak up, oh, they don't fucking know."
Yeah, which is fucking dumb because they fucking got beat.
Yeah. What do you want Max Crosby to do, man? He can't request a trade from the Raiders. He's got that shit tattooed on him.
I mean,
He's
they
just
always
embracing life.
they say once a Raider, always a Raider, so he can leave. So whatever, doesn't matter. He can get it covered up if he wants to.
Same thing I think about with Leatu Latu if he ever wants to leave the Colts. But yeah, let's go, man. Go, dude. If the Broncos beat the Chargers next week, you got some fucking answering to do, buddy. Just saying.
Man, I don't think they'll do it. Go Chargers.
All right, well, let's bounce back to Vikings-Jets. Let's talk about this one. This was our head-to-head matchup. I am now fucking bulldozing Caleb in the lead. So I gave him kind of a easier-to-win matchup this next coming week.
You know what's funny
But
is
Roger-
that if we didn't do head-to-head and we just did all the games, I'd be winning.
Right, well, I tell you to pick all of them, and I was like, hey, I'll take you up on this. You know, you agree to it.
I've never seen this before, so whatever. I'll keep going with it. I can come back still.
I offered more than one if you wanted, but you said one, so.
I mean, we're already
That's
going
why I
through
offered
it, so fuck it.
Okay, well, I mean, if you need a lifeline or something, we could try more than one. But with the Vikings, I feel like also, by the way, all the other ones I disagree with you on this week. I think you won except this one. So that's kind of my thing. Is like I'm picking like what do I not agree with this boy on? But Vikings did, Sam Darnold didn't have his best game. Aaron Jones went out of this game with an injury. This is a weird game. This is in London. Sauce Gardner got hurt in this game as well. Aaron Rodgers went down with a knee thing for a bit, screamed in agony.
He threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, and he did that too. I don't remember the first two, honestly. I was at work, so I had the game like playing in my ear.
I was asleep.
But yeah, Caleb sleeps till like fucking 4 p.m. But it's 4 p.m. now. He just got up. That's why he's tired. What happened? He threw 3 interceptions. The last one was like a weird fade route or whatever. The receiver never even looked at it. Stephon Gilmore picked it off. That's where the whole I picked off Rodgers, Peyton, and Tom thing came from. Caleb had his own hissy fit at me fucking when I didn't even say anything about a big 3, and then he was like, Rodgers is not big 3!
No, bro, that's not what happened at all. I sent you a thing that he said, and I said a joke. I said, bro tried to include Rodgers in the big 3 because everyone knows the big 3 is Breeze, Manning, and fucking Brady, because that whole era, because they started in like early 90s or late 90s, early 2000s. Aaron Rodgers ain't start till late 2000s, so he's not a part of the big 3. And then you were trying to tell me how Aaron Rodgers was better, like I didn't know that, and I was like, yes, I'm aware. I think Aaron Rodgers is better than Breeze too, but he's not a part of the big 3.
Big 3. That's Caleb. He's the big 3-footer. Fucking short midget. Anyway, Vikings Jets. Fucking Robert Saleh got fired after this game just today, and was apparently sitting in his office when he was told the news, and they just escorted him out because I guess he didn't want to go.
That was funny. Hackett is not the head coach. It's their defensive coordinator, Ulbrich, whatever, however you pronounce it.
I have no idea. I didn't even think about it really because I figured Saleh was the D coordinator.
No, he was the head
Garrett
coach.
Wilson had a very big game. He had like 22 targets in this game or some shit like that. 13 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown. He doesn't really hit the ball to anyone else besides Alan Lazard. The Mike Williams connection's not there. The Tyler Conklin one is. Tyler Conklin is legit. He's a good tight end. He has been since fucking Minnesota. And he's just been stuck on the Jets now. But we'll see. What do you think about the Jets having a fucking interim coach?
I think the Jets are probably going to have another 7-10 season and miss the playoffs again.
Man, that's rough for the whole Rogers experiment.
Yeah, it's gonna fail.
It sucks. I wanted it to work with Zach too. I like Zach Wilson.
Well, now he's on the
Anyway,
Broncos.
yeah, let's move on to the next game on the website here. Panthers Bears. The Bears decimated Carolina for the second time in 1 week. If I can,
Yeah.
let's see, what are the stats?
Yeah, Caleb Williams having a bounce back in the last 3 games. People were a little overreacting a little bit, saying he sucked ass after 2 games.
He's not. I don't know if I didn't say that, but I definitely watching him
I was
play.
just saying a lot of people said that.
Yeah, I've always for the past couple years now I've seen guys come in and it's like if they played with like NFL caliber receivers and stuff like that, they in their college days, then they'll kind of come in there and have a bit more of a immediate success. Like the most recent examples are C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels, obviously, but and then to counteract that take, yeah, Caleb and Bo, who Bo played with Troy Franklin and Caleb played with Brendan Rice. So those are not top tier players. Now he's just learning how to hit guys like DJ Moore. DJ Moore is like
he
really fast, so he had to get used to it.
He finally got him. He got him for 2 touchdowns this game.
Revenge game, and this game had to suck for Panthers fans too. Watching Caleb, who should have been your quarterback, dice you up with DJ Moore, who should still be on the team. Who else?
That's funny.
All of the people that they've drafted pretty much
is just crazy.
Yeah, Tyreek Stevenson I think was also a Panthers draft trade pick.
Bears will always find a way to build a defense, dude.
Well, you gotta do something good when you suck at developing offense and quarterbacks. DeAndre Swift is kind of popping out again. Not the most efficient or explosive or whatever, but
yeah, their offense
did have 2 touchdowns.
He'll only do so much.
Yeah, well, I imagine they signed him for a little bit more than just the ability to run the ball. He was supposed to have like extra abilities that he's not really doing much, except unless he's playing the Rams, which is a game we'll get to, a point I'll get to later again. I've said this pretty much every week now, I feel like, but if you play the Rams, somebody will break out on your team. What else happened? Chuba Hubbard had a big touchdown in this game, and it was basically the only touchdown, or was the only touchdown.
Chuba won the Panthers. That touchdown.
Hell yeah, glad for you, bro. But then Bryce Young came in garbage time, and I think he got sacked. So yeah, things are grim in Carolina. Also the Bears, for Caleb, now that he's on the Bears, I'm not that impressed with what I see. Like, he's just doing what he should be doing, getting it to his elite guys, and he's not doing anything extra, really. You know what I mean? This feels like a team that should be doing what he's doing now, instead of how he sucked when he played, like, the Texans and stuff. I don't know.
The Texans are a good team, and they have a shit O-line. He has to constantly dodge around people. He has good pocket awareness. He's only going to be so good. He's only going to be so good. He's finally getting comfortable now and finally realizing he has to make plays because his offensive line can't hold shit up for him to make fucking bigger plays. So he has to find the plays immediately, and now he's been getting more comfortable. When they get an offensive line in that fucking thing, Caleb will do better.
I also think it has something to do with just being on the Bears, but you watch Jaden Daniels, and he, yeah, and his criticism coming into the league was that he was going to run around and get himself hit, be stressed out, not stressed, but under pressure a lot, and just like overall that O-line in Washington would be worse. But either I'm not sure if it is worse or it got better or something, but Caleb definitely makes the Bears line look worse than the Commanders line right now. And Jaden also just looks more comfortable playing, even though they're both rookies.
Yeah, Jaden's a better runner too.
Jaden.
So even though Caleb has good pocket awareness and can dodge people, he'll get sacked. Meanwhile, Jaden Daniels is more likely to just run out the pocket and try and make a play. Caleb can run
I definitely
too,
think
but
Caleb
still.
looks faster. Like when he's scrambling, Caleb looks like Kyler Murray more than Jaden looks like Lamar. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but Jaden is a better runner.
Like IQ wise, yeah. I don't know. Like when I watch Caleb run in the NFL, he just looks speedy, but he doesn't do it as much as Jaden.
Speaking of
So
Jaden Daniels, we can go to that game.
yeah,
They decimated the
he's legit.
Browns. The Browns are just ass.
Yeah, okay, but so
But
like
still, I mean,
the defense is good.
I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying the Browns are ass. I was just saying that.
Yeah, I don't know when they're gonna fucking suck it up and bench Deshaun for Jameis already, so one of my takes can be right. But it's not happening soon.
Terry McLaurin had a big game.
He's gonna have big games now that Jaden's awake.
Yeah.
He was slumbering a little the first 2 weeks, even though he was legit. But now you put him out on Monday Night Football with the Bengals, and all of a sudden he's a superstar, and everybody knows about it. And I'm happy about it too. Caleb got put on prime time and sucked. Eckler is gonna be bound to have good games as long as he's healthy, because they're gonna use him like 6 times, and he's gonna just use all his energy to fucking get like 16 yards.
Yep, he had a good game. He didn't have any rushing touchdowns, but he had 6 carries for 67 yards, and he had 2 receptions for 30 yards. Brian Robinson had 2 rushing touchdowns, even though he didn't do too good carrying the ball for real. 7 carries for 18 yards. McNichols, 7 carries for 44 yards and a touchdown. He had a good game. Jaden Daniels, 11 carries for 82 yards. Pretty good.
Dude, he had Jaden Daniels. It keeps getting better and better, and especially against this defense. Who did he play last week? I don't remember who did he play last week that he beat. I can't remember, but he's beating good defenses now, and he was like just improvising, hitting deep shots, basically doing whatever he wanted. So, I'd say top 10 already.
That's a big statement, but he could be.
Well, Bo's top 1, so.
Bo is like still bottom of my rookie quarterbacks who are playing list. He might still be, depending on how Drake May does.
Let's talk about Cardinals and Niners. Fucking Kyler. I don't think Kyler did anything bad in this game.
That game looked boring.
He had a huge run,
first, but the Cardinals came back. Niners came back on 2 games in a row.
I wonder how many times.
And Kyler Murray ran for a touchdown.
Yeah, Kyler had a really long run. I think it was like 50-something yards. I like that he's been beating division opponents because I have a small bet that they will win the division. So.
Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions. He didn't have a good game.
One of those was like a batted pass at the end of the game, but yeah,
Ayuk had a big game. Kittle had a touchdown, and Jordan Mason had a good game.
Jordan Mason's always gonna have a good game, and Kittle did good for my fantasy, but Brandon Ayuk, I don't know what took him so fucking long. Maybe because he was finally there catching passes in practice. I don't like players not practicing. It doesn't translate. It doesn't usually end well. We're seeing that with Rodgers kind of right now. He's not playing his best and he did miss camp.
He's taking perks before games.
Yeah. During game, dude, there's a point in that game where he got his knee hurt. He was walking to the tent, and then they roughed the punter, and they got a new set of downs. And he turned right around in front of the tent and went back out there.
Damn.
Brock Purdy, what are they, 2-3? They're 0-2 in the division. They play the Seahawks coming up. I hope they suck. CMC is going to be out for a while
Damn, the
probably the
Niners are
year. But
0-3 in their division.
huh?
You said the Niners are 0-3 in the division?
0-2.
0-2? Damn.
But they're 2-3. Like they lost to the Vikings, the Rams, and the
Oh, yeah, I
Cardinals.
know what you mean. Okay. Yeah, I misheard you, but damn.
Yeah. The Marvin Harrison Jr. connection's not really there right now. But he loves Michael Wilson, which is really annoying for my fantasy.
It seems like
Fuck
Marvin
Michael.
Harrison will have a couple of big games here and there.
He's only had the one against the Rams. Because, you play the Rams, you have a legacy game.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Shit's fucking annoying.
But he had a pretty decent game not too long
I'm pretty
ago.
sure Christian McCaffrey, like, I think he wasn't even there for a fucking week, and he ran for a touchdown, caught one, and threw one versus us the next week. First game as a Niner.
Man, CMC is CMC though, but I get what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's just like everybody, dude. If we played the fucking Raiders this year, Brock Bowers would have 200 yards. You know what I mean? They gotta trade
play us
Devontae.
this year
then. Next game, Ravens Bengals. That game was probably game of the year. Joe Burrow went for about 1,200, 5 touchdowns, right?
Yep, 5 touchdowns and an interception at the end.
That interception came out of nowhere for real. Like nobody had done any kind of turnovers all game. Lamar had to play. There were two fumbled snaps by Tyler Linderbaum and Lamar in this game, and the first one Lamar picked it up, fucking stiff armed Sam Hubbard, and then threw it across his body like 20 yards into the end zone for likely. And it was MVP stuff. And then in overtime, they get the ball. Fucking Lamar, they fumble it again. Bengals get it. Bengals run the ball 3 times, kick a field goal. The holder fucking sucks, and they missed it. And then Derrick Henry runs it for a huge gain into field goal territory.
Yeah, I was about to say the Bengals defense, like, we're actually doing a good job at keeping Henry, like, not having a bunch of yards. Like, Henry was not having a great game for real until the very end. I mean, he had the touchdown, but still, until the very end where he ran them up to where they could just have that chip shot field goal to win the game. But that's what Derrick Henry does sometimes. Derrick Henry will have that fucking one big last thing to win the game. And with the Ravens starting 0-2, they're now 3-2. The Bengals fall to 1-4, despite Joe Burrow having one of his best seasons statistically so far, and Jamar Chase having one of his best games ever.
We got to talk about Devontae Adams at some point, so I'll just bring it up now. The Ravens is where I want to see him go. He fucking tweeted out a picture of Edgar Allan Poe or something, which is, he made the Ravens or whatever. Or he made the Raven, I think it's book or some shit. So I think that would be amazing. Derrick Henry, Lamar, and Devontae Adams, who already was talking about how Lamar is the best ball carrier in NFL history. He wants to fucking play there, man. Send Devontae to the Ravens.
That'd be interesting. Cowboys would be nice too.
I don't think anybody wants to go play for Jerry, man.
No one wants to. I don't blame them either.
What else happened in this game? Fucking Yoshi Vash. I can't stand this guy. He
had a big
40-yard
catch.
Yeah, he only had one though this game, so that's good. I don't know. This game was action packed. It was just so full of touchdowns. I was like, okay, there's another one. Fucking, y'all gonna stop or?
Yeah, that was a really good game. I liked that game.
Jamar Chase, I played him in fantasy. He put up fucking 41 points. It was annoying. Anyway, that was a great game. More games like that, please. Bills Texans. Bills is another place I would like to see Devontae go.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that would be a decent place for him.
Yeah. Bills lost this game barely. It was like 17-3 at one point, I'm pretty sure. And then the Texans just kind of gave it away and were.
Yeah, and the Bills started coming back.
Yeah, they started coming back, but at the end of the game, like Josh Allen had a shit game. He was 9 for 30 in this game.
Yeah, he did so ass, dude. And then James Cook was their workhorse, 20 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown.
Man, Josh Allen is their workhorse.
I mean, of course, but it seems like Cook's gonna get the bulk of the carries on running. Keon Coleman had one big catch for 50 yards, which was a touchdown.
Yo, bet the fucking under on Coleman receptions, dude. He's had like multiple games now for like one catch, one touchdown, and then they don't touch him the rest of the game.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
It was weird.
Cam Akers had a good game for the Texans. Holy shit.
Cam Akers has been doing good for them. It's weird. Basically, since he spun all over us in the preseason, even Cam Akers is breaking out after 2 Achilles injuries in the preseason. This is just the shit we do. It's magical.
Had a good game, but Nico Collins did his thing, only catching two passes, but still having a touchdown and 78 yards. C.J. Stroud didn't have his best game, but he did throw for 300 yards, a touchdown, and he did have an interception. That's why I'd say it's not his best game. C.J. Stroud has 3 interceptions already. He had 5 all of last year.
I feel like... excuse me, yawning.
But still, I mean, that's kind of expected. He's going to get more throws. He's going to be able to throw more and everything. And he has more players to throw to, so he's going to be more comfortable throwing it. So some of those passes are going to be intercepted. It still seems like he's going to be a low interception guy. I still expect him to be below double digit.
I think it was a dumb pick, if I remember right.
It could have been. I didn't watch that game fully.
I watch Red Zone. I just get all the good stuff. That's the best, man. Nico Collins had a huge touchdown until he went out with a hamstring right after this touchdown.
Yeah, I did see that. Sad. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, he's been looking different this year, man.
We only have 4 more games to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, did you watch the Cowboys Steelers? I didn't watch. I was asleep.
I didn't really. I wasn't really interested. I haven't been interested in Dallas Cowboys football. We suck. We're kind of boring to watch, dude.
I
watched the highlights. It was kind of just a field goal fest. And then Tolbert had that last game-winning touchdown, which was cool.
Let's see. I heard Jalen Tolbert had a great game, 7 for 87 and a touchdown. Yeah, you're fucking. Y'all piss me off, honestly.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle had his first decent game ever.
Your rushing and your passing both piss me off. I don't like.
Dak threw 2 interceptions. He also threw 2 touchdowns. He threw those 2 touchdowns. One of them was on one night. One of them was the next day because the game was delayed and it went to 1 a.m. rather than the normal 11:30 cutoff time for a game.
So that game started at
9:45, 10. Yeah.
Jesus. How bad was the rain?
I don't know, dude. I thought they were just going to cancel the game until today. I thought there were going to be 2 Monday night games at one point. But then I saw the time and I was like, well, it looks like it's back on.
Yeah. Let's see Justin Fields' stats. Justin Fields, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, Justin Fields is allergic to 200 yards.
Fields is a game manager.
He wasn't in fucking Chicago. He was like a risk taker. He was like when he had DJ Moore, that was good.
Well, they want him to fucking not take as many shots through the Steelers. They play a different game.
Yeah, and they're limiting George Pickens' snaps, which is stupid. But hey, they hired Arthur Smith. So
George Pickens got a little whiny.
Well, he doesn't block or fake routes. He's lazy.
That's why they got on him, and that's why he's not having as many snaps. It's on him.
Well, I think y'all had no Micah for this game.
Yeah, I don't think we did, but we still won. I'm not surprised, honestly. The Steelers play down to their competition. The Steelers always seem like a good team, but whenever they get in a game, they always play down. They're kind of like they always have close games against bad teams, or they'll have a close game against a good team. You ever notice that?
Dumb Steelers. I just noticed that their defense does like almost everything, and then they just try to keep the ball as long as they can.
Yep, controlling
Who the
defense.
fuck has Linval Joseph? Y'all have Linval Joseph on your team?
I had no idea.
What the fuck? You do. He's there. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Nice. Former Viking.
Former Eagle as well. That's how I remembered him. What? Let's see. What other games?
There's Giants and Seahawks.
That game was interesting. So along with the Pats or 100-something yard pick six, there was a moment where the Vikings or the Giants fumbled at the goal line, and Seattle safety Rayshon Jenkins took it for 100-something yards back, and they spent like 10 minutes reviewing that shit. But it was legit, and that was cool.
It was such a weird game to watch, dude. I did not expect the Seahawks to lose like that.
Yeah, I agree. The Giants' defense is coming. Is it's legit, and also no Malik Neighbors. It was surprised that they won for sure. I do gotta say, I think we're wrong about Geno Smith, bro. He's he's more athletic than a lot of the quarterbacks in the league, man. He's got some evasiveness. He's like Lamar light. I don't know how to explain it, man.
I still feel like they'd want Lamar light. I don't think so, but still, I'd rather. I'd still rather have a younger quarterback, but I mean, he's probably gonna be there. He's probably gonna be in the league for like 2-3 more years, maybe.
At this point, with Geno and Lamar, if we're doing that comparison now, you definitely trust Lamar more as a rusher, and Geno more as a passer. But when you watch Geno not rush but evade pressure and do all the pocket fucking Lamar, he does Lamar type shit, dude. I watch it with hate, and I'm like, man.
So he has good pocket awareness.
He's got some ability. That's all I'm saying. What did he pass for in this game?
I don't think he did that good this game. Oh, no, he did pretty good. Never mind. I'm dumb. 228 for 40, 284 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's
4
with
carries
their
for 72 yards. Damn.
Yeah, their rushing is not good. Did you see the play where Geno ran out to his right, and Jigba was faking out 2 defenders at the same time?
I did not.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They do that. They coach that in Seattle. I remember a few years ago when DK did the same thing, and it went viral. But
2 more games to talk about, and one of them is your game.
I'm done with us, man. I just want to sim to next season.
Yeah, 1-4. Crazy start.
And one of those touchdowns in this game was a fucking free pick six that Jordan Love gave us. We failed to convert the 2 points, obviously, because we suck in the red zone. We have to be the worst red zone team in the league. There's no way we aren't. Yeah, it's just despicable. We used Blake Corum for a bit. He couldn't get the touchdown. Fucking Michigan L.
Tucker Kraft fucking had a good game.
He had his broke out. He broke out. So I had Musgrave one year for fantasy, like a backup. It wasn't even serious. But every time, I would be watching a Packers game, they drafted Musgrave over Kraft, and they used Kraft more anyway. So I kind of knew this was how he was. They loved Tucker Kraft there, but then I didn't realize how much they loved him until they play the Rams, and he has his breakout game, because of course he did.
Jacobs had a good game too.
Yeah, we don't have. I don't know. We do have a good D line, so. But we don't have good linebackers.
Had a pretty good game. Blake Corum finally got some touches. He had a good game. 5 carries, 25 yards, which is 5 yards per carry. Woo! And he also had an 8-yard reception. Man,
I
that
didn't see
goal
it.
line run that was in fucking shotgun, he ran like 10 yards. He got all the way to like the 1 inch, dude. I mean, yeah, he got stopped, which sucks, and you want more, but I mean, shit, dude, he ran like 10 yards for you.
Gore, boy. I want points. Yeah, Stafford threw the fucking fifth pick of Xavier McKinney's season in 5 games to him. So, that defensive player of the year candidate right there, if he keeps doing that shit. And yeah, I don't know. Stafford's getting old. Our receivers can't carry, and our offensive line can't buy him any kind of good time. So it's just like, can we
Yeah.
please give up and just tank for Travis Hunter?
The ring was nice. It's time to go and time to be back to being shit so you can build a team.
Yeah, but McVay's just gonna retire and go be a fucking commentator that nobody wants to hear after 1 year, because he's gonna be such a fucking nerd with no personality.
Oh boy.
He's not.
Oh boy.
I don't.
One more game to talk about.
Okay. Chiefs, Ravens.
Ravens, Saints. I thought this was our matchup, wasn't it?
No, Vikings Jets was our head-to-head.
Oh, I'm stupid. Oh no, we did talk about this before the game though, and you said you had Chiefs, and I said I thought the Saints were gonna win, and they proved me wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the Chiefs have devil magic this year for sure. Like, all these injuries, Kelsey sucks. Juju had a fucking game. You know what I mean? Kareem Hunt, I had put him on one of my fantasies. He's good. They're a well done team. They make all the right moves pretty much.
Yo,
except for like Rasheed.
I just realized the Saints have Alex Orgy's brother.
They do?
Anthony Orgy, I'm not even kidding. That's his actual brother. Yeah.
They also had Samson Nakua on their preseason, and then they let him go.
So they just have brothers.
What is Anthony Orgy? What does he play?
Anthony Orgy, he plays linebacker. He had 7 tackles. He led the team in tackles.
That's a good game. That's a good, 7 tackles is good.
He had 50. He's number 58.
The tackle leader box or leaders. The tackling leaders are always weird. Like Zaire Franklin, I didn't know him until he led the league in tackles.
Orgy doesn't lead the league in tackles. He led the game in tackles.
Right. No, I'm not. I was just saying, like, when we checked it once, it was like 3 Colts on there anyway. All of them not Zaire Franklin. It was just like they were getting run much.
They were a bunch of random tackle leaders.
It's a funny list when you look at it.
It is. Mahomes didn't even have that good of a game, man. Kareem Hunt, putting on. Back in the Chiefs, he's fucking saying, "Hey, I'm not done yet."
I'm pretty sure.
Juju had a big game. Holy fuck.
Pretty sure Patrick Mahomes is leading the league or tied with the lead of interceptions thrown this year. I think that's like 6.
I'm not surprised, honestly. Mahomes has a lot of called back interceptions that he's thrown, and also a lot of fucking like interception. Like, he has a lot of should be interceptions that got called back by flags or some other shit, or that were out of bounds.
Sometimes with the Chiefs,
he throws a lot of risky balls, man, and he's gotten lucky a lot of times.
I kind of think it's a skill to be able to draw pass interference. In some cases, like, if you can be physical enough to make it look like the corner's fucking with you instead of and you're not touching him at all, I think that's great, because I think on some defensive pass interference calls, it's like the receiver kind of was the one being physical, but then they still get the flag without being too physical themselves. So I think sometimes it's a skill, and people hate on the Chiefs when they get those calls, but like, if you can get the fucking flag out, you know what I mean? That's
agree.
a shame for the corner.
I can agree.
What else?
Yeah, speaking of some more football, Jabril Peppers got arrested. I don't know if you mentioned that.
No, I didn't. It was funny because I looked it up,
Michigan
and
Wolverines.
instead of that, it said former Giants safety. I don't know why instead of Patriots or
Michigan
Wolverine
Wolverines.
or any of that.
Yeah, for real
Yeah.
Wolverines though, because like he was one of the he was like the number one player at his position or whatever when he signed with us, and then he was like a first round pick, I think. Like he was a top DB in the fucking in college, and he was a top he was a first round pick, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, he's being arrested for assault and battery on his girlfriend with a dangerous weapon, strangulation, and possession of a Class B substance believed to be cocaine.
I know what the
So,
fuck is
go
going on.
Wolverines. Go Wolverines, right? Yeah, fucking that's him and Von Miller these last few weeks. Jesus.
I know.
But yeah, I bet he's going crazy just being on the shitty Patriots.
That's fucking insane, man. Um, fucking, I don't know what you want to talk about next because it's really just college MLB and UFC now.
Let me look real quick before we move on. Oh yeah, our going into week 6, our next head-to-head is Commanders Ravens.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I chose the Ravens.
I chose Commanders. I'm giving Caleb a chance to get a lead or a little bit back here, and if the Commanders do win, it puts Jaden Daniels and me into both a beautiful light. So we'll see. Yeah, and then Kyler Murray got a fucking Call of Duty sponsorship deal coming out with the new game. You bet the under on Kyler for the rest of the year. He's not gonna be good. He's gonna be fucking playing Call of Duty. So bet against the Cardinals.
I will.
And the last thing. Go ahead.
I just said I always do bet against them.
Oh, big hater. Let's see. Yeah, Devontae Adams wants to leave. We mentioned that. Stephon Diggs. There's rumors about Stephon Diggs right now. Allegedly having an affair with Cardi B while she was pregnant and with Offset.
Oh yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Call me crazy, but I think fucking a pregnant woman is super weird.
I don't think it's weird to call that weird. I think.
Huh?
You said call you crazy, but you think it's weird. I'm like, I don't think it's weird to call that weird.
I think if you ask dudes who have done it, they'll fucking vouch for it, dude. I'm just saying.
I mean, I kind of get it. I get like if you're in a relationship, you know what I mean. But if you're just out there seeking it, that's kind of fucking weird. You know what I mean?
I think maybe it was Kevin Gates or something. I swear, I think Kevin Gates said something about ain't no pussy tighter than a pregnant pussy.
Kevin Gates says weird shit all the fucking time.
He's a menace, for sure.
Oh my god, dude.
If I didn't start that car battery with my bare hands, may God strike my children down today. But yeah, you think Diggs fucking Cardi B?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did it? I think, of course he did it. I think, why wouldn't he have done it? All right, well, you're lame. Fucking live a little, man. Rumors are cool. Solid got fired. That was the only other thing. What do you think happens to Solid now?
He goes back to being defensive coordinator somewhere.
I mean, can he be on a team this year, or is he probably just gonna have to wait till the next coaching cycle?
He's gonna have to wait till next year, probably. But he's probably not. I doubt he's gonna be a head coach. I doubt anyone will hire him as a head coach. He's probably gonna go back to coordinating.
Yeah, no, he won't. Maybe we'll get him as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's a really good defensive coordinator.
Robert Saleh. We'll get Robert Saleh, and we'll get. We already have Matt. Is it Mike or Matt LaFleur? I can never remember which one's just our coordinator.
Matt is Green Bay, so It's Mike.
So we have Mike. We have Mike LaFleur. Yeah. Yeah. That's all the NFL for now. Go Commanders, and then yeah, we got some college football though. So let's go load that up. Caleb, do you have anything right off the top of your head that was interesting about this week? A lot of
Michigan lost
upsets.
this week.
So.
Yeah, there were a lot of upsets this week. Michigan lost to Washington, number 10 Michigan. I don't even think we deserve to be that high. We got dropped down to 24 now. It's kind of sad to see. I'm really not excited to watch us play Ohio State this year. I'm not sure it's going to go our way this time. It's been like 5 years since I've seen them actually beat us, so I'm not sure I'm going to watch that game. Might be too much.
Yeah. If you don't watch it, that means it didn't happen. That's true.
You see, exactly. In the last memories I have are the last 3 years when we beat them 3 years in a row. But
I swear, Vanderbilt, Alabama. Talk about
that
it.
was a upset. Oh my god! You know what's funny is like fucking 7 years ago, some dude was like, This is how we play SEC ball. We got Alabama next on our schedule. We'll show them how we play." And they got smacked like 59-0. But they played today and they beat them 40-35 to fucking pay respects to that guy. Now that meme actually makes sense. Yeah. So they kind of Vanderbilt scored first. They got a touchdown, and then Alabama threw a pick six, which had Vanderbilt up 14-0, and then Bama started coming back, but that was only after it was like 23-7. So, and then Vanderbilt just did a good enough job to keep like scoring and keeping possession of the ball and everything, and they just had an upset.
Hell yeah, man! And they fucking carried the goalpost into a river because they're obnoxious.
Tennessee only got knocked down from number 4 to number 8 after losing 19-14 to Arkansas. Nico didn't really do much, but Tennessee's running back did fucking awesome. Obviously, we got upset. Number 6 Miami almost lost to California. Miami won 39-38. Boise State had a crazy fucking game, a 62-30 against Utah State, but obviously Boise State has the Heisman leader right now, running back Ashton Genty. In just 5 games, he has 95 carries for 1,031 yards and 16 touchdowns. Come to mind, there's 12 games in a college season, and obviously you have the conference championship if you're one of the top 2 teams in your conference, and then you get a bowl game if you have 6 wins. So there's potentially 14 games in a season. This season for them, they've only played 5, and he's smoking like the competition, dude. Not like this is the best start of a running back since Barry Sanders. Like, and he's on pace to break Barry Sanders records too.
Hell yeah!
This dude looks insane. He's probably gonna go to the draft this year. His physical stats: he's 5'9", 215 pounds.
I mean, I guess height doesn't really matter on a running back all that much, but
no, Barry Sanders was 5'8" and 200 pounds.
I was gonna say he is my height, but if Barry Sanders is shorter than me, that's fine. I hate the fucking blue field that they play on though. That's stupid. Hurts my eyes.
I like it actually, but I can understand it.
Oh well.
Ohio State continuing to do things. They beat Iowa. Jeremiah Smith had a good game. He had a touchdown, 4 catches for 89 yards, touchdown. Egbuka had 3 touchdown catches. Yeah. Quinshon Judkins and Trayvon Henderson both had good games. Ohio State's rushing game looks fucking nuts still. But it looks like they don't have linebackers who can stop the run game, and that is Michigan's strength, so there is a little bit of hope because even though we are probably not gonna make the playoffs at all, I still have hope. I hope we at least beat Ohio State. But I don't. That's gonna be really hard, especially with us this year.
Oh, we
But
play
there's
the
hope.
Florida Gators next week. I hope we beat them.
Yeah, y'all could definitely beat the Gators. They're not that good.
Well, you don't know, man.
But
Shit happens.
speaking of college, Travis, since he's in Denver, or he's not, well, he's in Colorado. He said he wants to play for the Broncos.
Real quick, my bad. I was scrolling, and it says we play Alabama in 2 weeks. Uh-oh. But yeah, Travis Hunter as a Bronco, it makes sense. He wants to stick around. Probably likes smoking weed as well. So
Probably.
he likes to stay in Colorado, get to do that.
Probably. Speaking of other stuff, college, I'm done with college, but I want to talk about MLB before we get into the UFC, which is the last section for real until, the shenanigans. So I'll just get into it real quick. Wild card is over. Last week we were talking about the wild card. Sadly, the Braves lost. I'm just going to go through the wild card really quickly. The Tigers beat the Astros. The Royals beat the Orioles. The Mets beat the Brewers. And the Padres beat the Braves. And as of right now, Game 3s start today. The Game 2s have just ended yesterday. There are 2 Game 3s today, 2 tomorrow. The Game 3s today are Phillies, Mets, and Dodgers, Padres. Both of those series are tied 1-1 right now. Then you got Guardians and Tigers tomorrow, and Phillies and Mets tomorrow again. Oh, that's a Game 4. Oh, the other Game 3 is Yankees, Royals. All the series are tied 1-1 in the divisional series right now. So it's kind of
Yankees.
It's really tied up right now. Royals Yankees looks like a really good series right now. Padres Dodgers looks like it's going to be a good series, but the last game the Padres smoked the Dodgers. Tigers just beat the Guardians yesterday. Royals beat the Yankees yesterday. Yeah, this looks interesting, man. It's 1-1. I'm really hoping the Mets beat the Phillies, even though I don't like either of those teams. I just don't like the Phillies. So I guess go Mets for the time being. Go Padres. I don't like the Dodgers. Tigers. I don't mind Cleveland, but of course it's Detroit. It's Michigan. I'd rather Detroit Tigers win. Go Detroit. Yankees and Royals. I'm sorry. I fucking hate the Yankees. Go Royals.
Dude, I have a Rams tattoo because we won the Super Bowl. If any of my other teams win a championship, I'll get their tattoo, man. For real, like if the Yankees win it this year, I'll get a.
That'll be number 28 if the Yankees win.
Fucking, I don't care, man. I just like to see my team succeed. You are lacking and disrespecting the Denver Nuggets and the Wolverines right now. You don't have no ink.
Yeah, I have none.
A little crazy
for nobody. I wouldn't get that anyways. That doesn't really fit my tattoo style for real, or that I want.
Yeah, your bare naked fucking white skin tattoo style.
But breaking news: Eagles released Devin White.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say Bryce Huff. To be honest.
It was Devin White.
Bryce Huff has done nothing as well for them since signing him. But Howie still got to say one, so it doesn't matter. Let's see. That's true. I'm pulling up the rest of the stuff here to start wrapping up.
Yep, now it's just UFC.
Yep. I'm pulling up the results of the pay-per-view real quick. So, I know when you went through this, you didn't mention any, fights that could have been bangers or whatever.
I mentioned that. I said I don't know. I said I'm not qualified enough to tell you the bangers in the prelims or early prelims, so I'm just gonna go through the main card.
It's good. I'll just go through some notable things real quick. In the early prelims, Ryan Spann fought Ovin St. Preux. Ryan Spann rocked him with a right hand and then got a guillotine on Ovin St. Preux, which is interesting because OSP has been known to use the Von Flue choke, which is a counter choke to the guillotine, which is it's crazy that he got caught in that when it's his submission his signature thing. But also OSP used to play for Tennessee, so go Vols. And the featured prelim was Joaquin Buckley versus Stephen Thompson. I think I had Joaquin winning up until round 3, but halfway through round 3, Stephen was trying to use footwork to get his, starting to get his striking going, and then Buckley got him right on the fence and did like a jumping, full body strength right hook and just slept Wonder Boy right away. And it was pretty brutal. Face down, ass up type shit, but
yeah, it was kind of sad.
But yeah, main card, I was pretty wrong. I picked Ketlin Vieira because I'm not a big Kayla Harrison believer. Like, obviously Kayla was the favorite, but I was thinking maybe
Kayla.
upset. I'll look smart.
I chose Kayla. So far, I'm 1-0 against you in that regard.
I'm pretty sure I picked Roman Dolidze, and I was technically right because Kevin broke a rib and couldn't go back out the second round, so they gave him a TKO win.
Technically, I was wrong because of that, so 1-1 for me.
Yep, 1-1, and then I picked Jose Aldo. I was wrong about that because Mario Bautista is a fucking coward and just like dove for all the legs and held him on the cage because he couldn't move.
I was gonna go for I went for Aldo because I really believed in him and I really like him, but I kind of had a feeling Batista was gonna win, so I'm 1-2.
Yeah. Then you picked Pena.
I did, so I was right about that. So I'm 2-2.
Pena basically just got takedowns in the early rounds and then got pieced up at the end, but she got enough on the judges' cards, I guess. That fight sucked. Pena is just ass. She has no fundamentals. She's just kind of strong-ish and has good grappling. So it's whatever. The main event was a banger, though. Round 1, Pereira came out immediately, threw a front kick to the stomach. Khalil caught it and it kept him up there for a second. Could have maybe done something with that, but he didn't. And then, what did he do to Alex? I think he hit Alex with like a big hook. And then Alex threw a head kick and spun, and then Khalil like threw a right hook and it looked like it hurt for a bit. And then he threw a head kick in round 2 that glanced off Alex, and Alex kept pressuring him after that. And then towards the end of round 3, Khalil was getting tired. Alex was starting to put the pressure on him. He had started busting him up in round 3 with a jab, which was just beautiful. Like, that thing was busting him open, causing damage, just a jab. And then in round 4, he started like busting that eye shut, Khalil's right eye shut. He had a cut on his nose that was broken open again by Alex. And yeah, he was just a bloody mess towards that, and he stayed up. Like, he got his ass beat. He stayed up, and Alex hit him with 2-3 good body shots, and he dropped because that's just an off button. But yeah, Pereira won. I was right. So
yeah, I was right too.
I was like 2-3.
You were 2-3. I went 3-2. I usually do better in the main card predictions than you. Which is funny. Because
MMA is so easy.
You know more about me in MMA, and I'll 100% agree with that. Like, you know way more. But for some reason, when it comes to predictions, I smoke a lot of people in predictions. But, I mean, to be fair, fighting is a really hard thing to predict, and it does just come down to luck and shit. Like me fucking saying,
some of it's luck.
Like me saying Leon Edwards is gonna beat Kamaru Usman, and then Kamaru Usman beats his ass for 5 rounds, and then fucking yet Edwards just head kicks him, knocks out, and I get to say, "Told you."
When like with the Kayla Harrison pick and stuff, it's like she could have easily got into this fight. Ketlin fucking controls her with a jab all the rounds because Kayla's not that good on the feet. She's strong as fuck though, and it's scary. When people touch her, they get scared of her. So, but yeah, I could have totally seen Ketla pepper her with the jab for like 15 minutes, and then like the narrative is afterwards like, oh, Kayla lost before she came to the UFC. Yeah, but it was a lady that she beat twice already, and who just stopped her takedowns in that fight and beat her on the feet a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
you
know
know,
that though. I just went off a record.
right? It could have just happened again. You know, UFC level competition should be better than a PFL bitch, but you know, I overthink shit a lot, and then the ones I don't overthink, some weird shit where you should have overthink happens. So it's like I psych myself out a lot of the time.
I do that
Uh,
sometimes too.
but one more thing about MMA that's pretty interesting is Ocho Cinco, Chad Ocho Cinco, number 85, legend, Bengals legend, is planning on fighting James Harrison of the Pittsburgh Steelers, formerly, in an MMA exhibition bout. They actually pull up their stats individually.
Sounds like fucking Chad
Uh,
Ochocinco wants to die.
because I don't.
Like, I know Chad's done boxing
Oh,
before and shit, and I know he trains, but James Harrison is big, man. Like, James, and that's MMA,
yeah.
that's not boxing. James Harrison might just, like, fucking slam him to the ground and kick his ass. Because Chad,
I didn't see
I
that
don't know if
boxing
Chad, I don't
fight
know if
until
Chad
later, but
trains, I don't know if Chad trains MMA. I know he trains boxing, but MMA's different, bro. What if James Harrison just comes in there, football tackles him, and starts beating the fucking shit out of him?
James Harrison. Oh my God, I think they are very, very differently built. What was Harrison played? Was he? I thought he was a safety, but he looks like a linebacker.
I was about to say, I thought James Harrison was a linebacker.
Dude,
He was a
yeah,
linebacker.
this might not be good
I was
for
right.
Ocho.
I was right. He is a linebacker.
Oh, Ocho.
Yeah, you know it's
I'm
fucking
rooting
bad. You know
for you,
it's
man.
you know it's bad when when your fucking page on Wikipedia says Harrison was known for his hard-hitting style during games.
He looks like it, dude.
Oh, he
His
played.
neck is not.
He
There's no
played for the
neck. No
Bengals
shoulder.
obviously he's a fucking Steeler, but he played for the Bengals for 1 year.
Oh man. Ocho's like a good athlete and everything, but he's just not as big. And from that video I saw of him getting knocked out by a smaller dude, James might hit him with one good one and fucking sleep him.
James Harrison is 6 foot, 243 pounds. Chad
Oh,
Ochocinco is 6'1", 190. They're basically the same height, but James Harrison's like 50 pounds bigger and like way more muscle.
Oh man, Ocho. And James is so mean looking too.
Bro, James is, bro, if you watched him, I mean, he won a defensive player
This
of
is
the
bad
year.
idea.
He won a defensive player of the year.
Did
So
he?
I'm saying if you yeah, he did. So I'm saying if you watched him play, he was fucking monster. He's like Hall of Fame caliber player. And he fucking was a Steeler, like he went against fucking Ochocinco. Obviously, he wasn't covering him because fucking obviously he's a linebacker, so he's not gonna be on Ochocinco all the time. But I'm pretty sure he's hit Ochocinco hard a few times. Probably more than
Oh,
a
I
few
bet.
times.
He really won 2008 Defensive Player of the Year. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Hell yeah.
Multiple time Pro Bowler.
And he was a
All-Pro.
forced fumble leader the same year. Yeah, forced fumble leader that year too. So that makes sense.
5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first team All Pro, 2-time second team All Pro. Has a Defensive Player of the Year and 2 Super Bowls, and he has the Ring of Honor. Yeah, he has 811 tackles in his career, 84.5 sacks, 34 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, 8 interceptions, and a defensive touchdown. Yeah, he should be in the Hall of Fame, considering he had a fucking
And it sucks too because
yeah, considering
nobody believes in Ocho.
he had like a 10-year career, and I mean he had more than 10 years. He played till 2017, but most of his meaningful time like as a starter was like only like 8 to 10 years. So in 8 to 10 years to do all that, he did pretty fucking good.
Yeah, man. And he's gonna knock out Ocho Cinco in an MMA fight, like a fucking power slam or some shit.
That could totally
Oh boy.
happen.
Okay.
Yeah, my money's on Harrison.
Well. Yeah, I'm not putting money on anything. That's
I'm
fucked
not
up.
putting money
Poor
on
chick,
it either, but I'm just saying.
it could be bullshit, but they've both talked about it on live TV, so it's talked to. It's verbally agreed upon. But moving on to wrap things up. This is a quick shenanigan of the week here.
The shenanigan of the week.
It goes to Rasheed Rice's mother for fucking stealing a package off someone's porch in an apartment complex with a Mama Rice jersey on, number 4 and everything,
that.
bright red sheet jersey. It's just stupid. It just runs in the family, I guess. It's crazy.
That is pretty stupid. There's no reason to do that. Your son is Rasheed Rice.
No, you can get that fucking notebook or whatever they ordered online for yourself, you rich fucker. I'm tired. I'm gonna go fucking eat and do other shit.
Man, I usually have compassion for thieves, but if you're a rich person stealing, then I have no compassion for you. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Some people just like compulsive crime. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
didn't Rasheed fucking assault a photographer right after?
Some people are kleptomaniacs. Like, I don't mean to fucking name drop, but fucking well, I'm not gonna name drop, but if you remember a certain blonde person we both know, that bitch, that bitch always stole from stores, and she tried to get on Malachi one time. It pissed me off. This is such a because Malachi, and to be fair, Malachi was wearing one of those cringe ass fucking hoodies where the design is the entirety of the hoodie. You know what I mean? And it is like a ass cringe hoodie, but she was like joking him, and she was like, "Did you buy that yourself?" And I'm like knowing damn well she just stole that hoodie from the fucking mall the day before. I was like, I don't know, did you buy that yourself? I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, man, you can't joke him for that.
Bro, my girlfriend be stealing all the time, and then during the fucking hurricane, we needed like super glue from a store, and I sent her in there to get it. I thought it'd be real quick, and she's standing in line with the super glue. It would have been like 30 minutes. I'm like, let's just get out of here.
Or not, you want to pay for it.
Yeah, for real. Exactly. There we go. Alright. Fucking shit. I was like, I'm just sitting in there in the car, like, how's it gonna take 20 minutes? But yeah. And I had crazy glue in the car too. I didn't even know about it until later. That's a funny thing, but
it's a tragedy.
Yeah. Good.
Episode
fun episode, bro. I'm glad to be back.
Good that he's
37?
back. Yep. 37.
It is 37. Hell yeah.
You weren't there for 36, remember?
Right, I just didn't. Maybe I erased 35 from my brain or some shit, or the numbers. I didn't. Time flies when you do 38 episodes and nobody listens.
It's very true.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Grandma.
Episode 52 will be a year. We're not that far from a year.
I know, and I get sad sometimes when I think about it and nobody listens to us. But and then I will go watch like a big YouTuber who I like, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I had to grind doing this for 4 years before anyone cared." So maybe when we get, because I know podcasts that are just on YouTube. So like when we get video, I think it'll be better. But we are working and doing other shit, so stuff happens. We'll get there. Fun times, though. Glad to be able to talk about sports. I look forward to this every week.
Yeah, I like talking about sports too. I will see everybody on the next episode. Episode 38 of Shenanigans. Bye.